As a solo video creator, when you're in the field or at home in your studio, recording multiple cameras and managing them is a pain. However, because of technology and the way this hardware and software is going, there's consistently new and easier ways of being more productive. You are likely facing a series of common challenges that we all face. And those can range from either A, wearing multiple hats. You're not only the talent, but you're in the front of the camera, you're in the production, you're the editor, you're the planner, the coordinator. You have limited resources and times to get things done, but those things are vital and important to do. And last but not least, you're trying to build a community. You're trying to connect with like-minded people like you and I, who are on this journey of sort of creating content, creating cool things, but you're just trying to get some stuff done. Without a large team, you still have a series of tasks and duties that you're responsible for as a solo creator. However, because of software and hardware innovations, it's never been easier to continue and operate and do things by yourself as a solo creator, especially in the video world. But you still got to work on your own cable management yourself. This is mainly why I'm super excited for tools like some of the apps that Sony has done, where Sony has had notoriously terrible apps for the phones. Recently came up with this new app called Monitor Control to allow you to do a number of cool things. But let's go check that out. Now, being able to utilize apps to kind of come over the first set of hurdles, such as setting for equipment, and being able to operate apps from your phone is amazing, especially when utilizing apps like the Creators app from Sony. Now, moving into this, when it comes to sort of dialing in your equipment's camera framing, or even a multi-camera setup, or also developing consistency when it comes to setting up your equipment so it looks the same, whether you're shooting today or shooting tomorrow, all these aspects are very important and vital when it comes to going through the process. And now let's jump into the Modern Creators app. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go into sort of the Monitor and Control app, which is a really dope app from Sony. You'll see here that's kind of popped up on this first message. It's going to be just a little bit of explanation saying two different ways that you can kind of connect this app. One is using sort of Wi-Fi network and getting all of your devices, cameras, to jump on Wi-Fi plus your iPad in order for them to see each other. Or you can kind of personal hotspot from the iPad and then have all of your cameras then connect to that Wi-Fi. So this method, we're going to go through the first method. Right now, as this thing is connected to the network, first I gotta make sure that I'm connected to the Wi-Fi system, which I am not. I'm connected to a camera, so I'm gonna jump to the Wi-Fi network. And then as I'm now on this Wi-Fi network, I'm going to now power up all my cameras just to make sure that they are also going to be on the network, and you're gonna see them kind of jump on one by one. See all three of my cameras listed on here. I have for my cameras that are supported by this app. I have two FX30s and one A7S III. And so all of those cameras are supported. So once I hit connect on all of them, which I'll go one by one. So I'll connect the FX30, I'll connect the A7S III, and followed by that, I'm gonna connect my last FX30. I can now just strictly go into one of them by clicking them again. And instantaneously, you're gonna see kind of all three monitors kind of populate. So as you can see, I have a camera over here in this corner. I have a second camera right here that is totally off center, but I'm just gonna zoom in so you can see that onto my other dynamic. And I have a third camera, A7S III, that's in the top right. That is completely too dark. Camera settings are all wrong. So one of the beauties and the most amazing things around this is not only can you monitor all of your cameras at real time, where you can see there's a live feed where these are getting roughly about 8 to 9 frames per second, very choppy. However, if I'm trying to get framing down, it's actually a really solid way to kind of get framing. But the beauty comes in now changing out certain activities. So as my FX30s, which are on either side over here, kind of look relatively okay, my A7S III is totally wrong setting. So I can just quickly click my A7S III, populates it immediately for my whole entire screen. And on here, you can kind of see the full kind of menu system of where I can kind of change a number of different settings. And then let's say, for example, if I did want to change that look, I want to change my autofocus back onto me. I want to change my look, my picture profile from that to 11, which is my S-Log picture profile. And let's say if I just wanted to bump up my ISO just to kind of make it a little bit more brighter and so I can actually see it. So put that 6400. Well, now, again, this is the wrong lens. However, you can kind of see I have a complete control over this lens. I can go back and you can kind of see again, all three of my camera setups. I have my wide, my close, my zoom. I can click this one right here, which is my FX30. I can kind of see what do I not like about this. I can change my framing. I can make sure that it's sort of eye autofocus. I can also see a series of different other tools. This is my waveform, so I can put on waveform. I can put on a histogram. Again, I can do false color. I got zebras to see where things are overexposed. I have day squeeze if I have sort of an anamorphic lens on there. And I have grid lines, which are always important in addition to that. So with all of these kind of features and sets, what's the most amazing tool around this is that I can now sort of control all my camera settings and dial them in from the comfort of my seat. And so having the flexibility to do this all at once is a beautiful thing, especially as a solo creator. Oh yeah, totally forgot. But now that you have complete control over your cameras from your seat, you also want to have complete control over your lights. And so check out this video right here for one of the most amazing light ecosystems out there from the good people at Amaran. Peace.